The iPhone 12 should not have been released with 64GB of base storage. Changed my mind. I was hoping to upgrade to the iPhone 12 this year. I currently use an iPhone 10 with 64GB of base storage. However, I've decided not to, and hopefully the iPhone 13 has 128GB of base storage. Reason why this bothers me so much is because the cost between the 64GB iPhone and the 128GB iPhone is like another £100, and I know for a fact that the component cost is nowhere near that. I bought a 128GB SanDisk memory stick from Amazon for £3. And I was like, if they're able to sell 128GB of memory stick, which is fast, it's a very fast memory stick, for £3, why can't the iPhone have 128GB of base storage? And I get the business sense. They start at the iPhone 12 on 64GB, and then it sort of makes you think, oh, I'm spending the extra £100 to upgrade to 128GB. May as well go the whole way and get the 12 Pro. But 64GB I just don't think is enough in 2020, or definitely won't be enough for the 2021 release iPhone. Even the Pixel 4a, which was a £349 phone, was able to be released with 128GB of storage. I'm going to explain why 64GB just isn't enough storage for people nowadays. So 2017 was the first iPhone to have 64GB of base storage with the iPhone 8. And at that time, 64GB of base storage is appropriate. Like, that was an appropriate amount of storage. Since 2017, the iPhone camera has got better, the processor has got better, and the games have got better on the App Store. And all of these improvements have a cost, and that cost is file sizes. So 1 hour of video on your iPhone at the highest resolution that it does is 24GB. And I think that if you're just a family person, or you're just using your iPhone casually, an hour quickly adds up with like a minute or so of just video footage here and there. And with all the additional photos on top, you can quickly run out of 64GB of storage. And Fortnite's not on the App Store anymore. PUBG and Call of Duty alone, they're about 4GB together, so 2GB each. So by the time you've downloaded a few games, you're quickly running out of storage. And iPhones are now released with these incredibly powerful processors, and they're supposed to be future-proof. Like, people were like, oh, I recommend buying an iPhone because it will last you for 5 years. Which is true, the processor will probably last you for 5 years and you'll get a lot of software updates. But 64GB of storage just probably won't be enough in 5 years. They're not future-proofing their phones in terms of storage. After 5 years worth of usage on your phone, you'll have to get to the point where you'll be going through your photos, deciding which ones to delete from your phone, and going through the apps and being like, well, I don't want that app anymore on my phone. And I just don't think that's quite the user experience that you should be getting when you initially fork out £700 on a phone, when there are £350 phones that have got more storage and won't even get as long of software updates. But yeah, my wish list now for the iPhone 13 is that it starts on 128GB of storage, just because I think it's important now. Like, it should have really happened in 2020. The base iPhone should have had 128GB of storage. But in 2021, it just really does need to happen. Apple have made the phones better and better, which encourages us to use them more. However, we can't actually use it more because it's restrained by 64GB of storage. And I pay for iCloud, and it kind of makes me feel a little bit like a sucker, because I would much rather have a smaller package of iCloud. But I pay for iCloud as well, and obviously I know that Apple make a fucking killing off of iCloud, so they want to give us a smaller storage, so we pay for iCloud. And they've got a track record of doing this, so they only updated the base level MacBooks to 256GB, which is still trash, last year. So 2019 was the first MacBook that had a base level of 256GB. These computers are expensive, and upgrading from 256GB to 512 is another couple £100. That's so much money. And I am a sucker. I've got a 2014 MacBook Pro, which I do everything on, and that is a 128GB computer. So what I carry around with me now is my 128GB memory stick, and I just tend to keep this permanently plugged into my computer, and I have a big hard drive for whenever I'm at home. But yeah, please Apple, give us more storage on the next iPhone. Rant over. All the best.